Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever held on to something long after you knew it wasn't good for you anymore? Maybe it was a relationship that drained you, a mistake you can't stop thinking about, a goal that no longer feels right but you're afraid to walk away from. You keep replaying the same thoughts. What if I tried harder? What if I made the wrong decision? What if letting go means I failed? So you hold on, even when it hurts, even when deep down you know it's time to move on. And here's the strange part. Most of us believe letting go should be easy, but psychologically, letting go is one of the hardest things the human mind can do. Not because we're weak, but because our brains are designed to hold on. Today, I want to talk about the psychology of letting go and why understanding it might finally give you the freedom you've been looking for. One of the biggest reasons letting go is so difficult is something psychologists call loss aversion. Our brains hate losing something more than they enjoy gaining something new. Think about that for a second. Losing $100 feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. That's how powerful the feeling of loss is. And this applies to almost everything in life. Relationships, opportunities, dreams, even old versions of ourselves. We hold on because our brain keeps whispering, if you let go, you might lose something valuable. But sometimes the real loss isn't letting go. The real loss is staying stuck in something that no longer serves you. And this shows up in everyday life more than we realize. Think about procrastination. You might know a habit is wasting your time, scrolling endlessly, watching another episode, avoiding the work you know matters. But part of your brain resists stopping because letting go of that comfort feels like losing something, even if that something is holding you back. This is why letting go isn't just emotional, it's neurological. Your brain is trying to protect you from change, even when change is exactly what you need. Another reason letting go is hard is something called identity attachment. We often tie our identity to things that happen in our lives. Maybe you failed at something important, a business idea, an exam, a career path, or maybe someone hurt you. And without realizing it, you start building a story around that moment. I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. I'm the person who got left behind. The longer we hold on to those stories, the more they feel like part of who we are. So letting go of the story can feel like losing a piece of yourself. But here's the truth. You are not your past. You are not your worst mistake. And you are definitely not the person you were 5 years ago. Letting go isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about refusing to let it define the rest of your life. There's another quiet reason people struggle to let go. Unfinished emotional loops. When something ends without closure, our mind keeps returning to it. It wants answers, explanations, justice. Maybe you never got the apology you deserved. Maybe someone walked away without explaining why. Maybe just life didn't turn out the way you planned. Your brain keeps searching for closure that may never come. So the memory keeps replaying, again and again. But here's something powerful to understand. Closure doesn't always come from other people. Sometimes closure comes from a decision you make within yourself. A decision that says, I don't need every answer to move forward. That moment is incredibly freeing because suddenly your peace isn't dependent on someone else's actions. It's something you give yourself. Now here's the part most motivational videos skip. Letting go isn't a single decision. It's a process, sometimes a slow one. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly feel nothing. You might let go and then think about it again the next day. That's normal. Your brain is adjusting. Healing rarely happens in a straight line. But there are a few things that make letting go easier. The first is awareness. Instead of fighting your thoughts, start noticing them. Notice when your mind goes back to the same memory, the same regret, the same person. Just noticing it without judgment creates a little space between you and the thought. And that space matters because it reminds you a thought is not the same thing as reality. The second step is releasing the need to control the past. A lot of suffering comes from trying to rewrite things that already happened. We replay conversations, we imagine different outcomes, we ask endless what-if questions. But the past doesn't change, and the more energy we spend trying to control it, the less energy we have to build something new. Letting go is not about saying the past was okay. It's about accepting that it already happened and choosing where your energy goes next. The third step might sound simple, but it's powerful. Redirect your focus towards growth. When we let go of something, there's suddenly empty space in our lives, empty time, empty emotional space. If we don't fill that space intentionally, our minds will fill it with the past again. So instead, put your energy into something new. A skill, a habit, your health, your goals, your future self. Because the fastest way to move on from the past is to start building a future that excites you. Here's something interesting. When people truly let go of something that once weighed them down, they often feel lighter. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because they stop carrying emotional weight that was never meant to stay forever. Think about how much energy goes into holding on to resentment, regret, self-doubt. That energy could be used for growth, for creativity, for building a better life. But it only becomes available once you release what's been draining it. So if there's something in your life right now that you're struggling to let go of, I want you to remember this. Letting go is not weakness. It's not giving up. Sometimes it's the strongest decision you can make because you're choosing peace over pride, growth over comfort, and the future over the past. Before this video ends, I want you to try something simple. Take a moment tonight, just 5 minutes. Think about one thing you've been holding on to. Maybe a mistake, maybe a person, maybe a version of yourself that no longer fits who you're becoming. And ask yourself one honest question. Is holding on to this helping me grow or keeping me stuck? If the answer is keeping you stuck, maybe it's time to loosen your grip. Not all at once, just a little. Because letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself to move forward. And sometimes that single decision changes everything. So start small. Take one step forward today, and let's build our mindset together.